So much has happened since the last video. I have made a lot of changes to Chopping Block. Let's go over them. So the first change, and this is a little bit technical, is that the actual functions in Chopping Block have been sorted and optimized into their individual modules folder. Having moved to 1.19.4, the custom blocks now use display item entities rather than item frames, meaning yes, the machines can now be put in item frames. The block placing system has also been changed. It no longer uses item frames either, but uses barriers that get replaced. The glowstone reactor has been removed. The energy tank is fed from the bottom with a hopper, and instead of activating the blocks next to its top block, it activates the conduits underneath. This is some pretty big news, but the machine workbench has been completely removed from the game. All blocks and items can be crafted in the vanilla crafting table. Shift to bone meal is now a lot more optimized, and a lot less buggy as well. I added a crook that lets you break multiple leaves at once. It's crafted with blaze rods. Mulch no longer spawns in your inventory, but it drops from the block that you have stripped. The hitbox for dirt composters is now exactly the same as vanilla, and there's no longer a dead zone on top. I added a craftable resource called nephrite that also spawns in end city ships that endermen are interested in for bartering, and will give you various blocks depending on what dimension you're in. Nephrite can also be used to craft end portal frames. Wither skeletons now drop a resource called wither meal. This can be used with sand to craft soul sand. Machines now move when they're activated if there's an observer next to them. The direction that they travel depends on which way the observer is facing. Now onto probably one of the goofiest features I've ever added. Combine 3 glowberries with a glass bottle to get a bottle of glow juice. Combine a bottle of glow juice with a milk bucket to get a cheese curd. You get the milk bucket back. You can put 4 cheese curds in a composter to start aging it into cheddar. You can eat the cheese curd, but it gives you more hunger if you age it into cheddar. There are 4 levels of cheddar: mild, sharp, extra sharp, and the sharpest. You cannot eat the sharpest. You can eat all the others, though. But Bex, if you can't eat the sharpest cheddar, what can you use it for? Let me show you. You can craft it into the sharpest sword. Look at that. This is buggy. I have to fix this, but this is a planned feature. Chopping block is less laggy because of a lot of feature changes that I made. Blaze now have a detection radius of 20 blocks and a follow radius of about 32 blocks, meaning that they are less of a danger to deal with in Skyblock Nether. I added neutral overworld ghasts and item despawn particles from my adding your suggestions to Minecraft video, but I'm not waiting around to show you the particles. Pigs are now useful as a food source in Skyblock. If you breed 2 pigs, they will have a larger litter than other mobs. Well, having anywhere from 3 to 5 piglets. This is just to give pigs a use to keep around because they don't drop anything other than food, so might as well give you more of it, right? This is gonna make a very specific group of nerds happy, but I added piston translocation back into the game. It looks a lot less jittery in first person. It works in all 4 directions, as you saw, except up, sadly, because of the crouching mechanic. That's it. Those are all the new features. What is there to talk about? What story is this gonna have? Okay, I figured it out. I figured out what I want to add. This is the recipe, tier 3 machine. Let's go. Let's go. Let's design this. I'm not gonna explain it until it's coded. So what will the grass block do then? Well, for one, it's not going to be powered with redstone like it is now. It will be powered with magic. But what it will do is it will change blocks into mossy, overgrown versions of themselves. It will also grow grass onto dirt. It will also grow crops instantaneously, including berry bushes, and it'll turn azaleas into flowering azaleas, along with a few other functions. But I have to go program those now. And I don't think I'm going to time-lapse that. I think I'm just going to... Alright, so I have a prototype done. The crafting recipe is here. As you can see, growth enhancer. You get it, you can place it down. It's an iron machine, so it's powered by magic, not by redstone. You'll see if I try to power it with redstone, it doesn't work. But I've already set this up here, and as you can see, it enhances growth. It grows the block below it. When you ascend it, like this, it grows the blocks around it in a 3x3 area centered on it. So it's only going to be these blocks right here that are affected. And upon creating the growth enhancer, I immediately decided I was going to break it. So this is a little farm that uses 5 glowstone per harvest. So, and I'm just using a command block to pick this up. You would use, realistically, minecart hoppers. But as you can see, every time this harvests, it just uses 5 glowstone. So to prevent farms like this being too common and too overpowered, I've made it so that different tiers of machines consume different amounts of power. It's a pretty simple progression. Wood machines take 1 energy off the line, stone machines take 3 energy off the line, and iron machines take 5 energy off the line. Guys, so I just made a great change, a wonderful change even. So, send command feedback for the last while has had to be off because of these custom items, because they have a no place tag, because this is actually an oak sapling, and without a no place tag, I'd be able to actually place it as an oak sapling. And there's a custom NBT tag that I add to the item that lets me run a set of commands that make sure that any player holding that item can't place it down because they're in adventure mode. I know that sounds complicated. It makes sense if you know datapacks, I promise. Okay, that part of the ramble is over. The reason send command feedback had to be off is because while it let you do things like this and get command feedback, when you were holding an item, it would spam your chat pretty constantly. Well, let me reload the data pack, and you'll see I get command feedback, I hold the item, there's no chat spam, and then I get command feedback again. Isn't that great? Now, there is a slight downside, and that is while you're holding the item, there is no command feedback, and it is server-wide. So if one player is holding a piece of mulch, the entire server does not get command feedback. Although, if you were in a situation where you need command feedback while you're playing this data pack, you probably know how to work around it. Well then, what's the plan? Because I have to have one. I need to have one. Well, first, I'm going to finish up the Magic Machines module. We're almost done here. We just need one more tier 4 machine, and then we're complete. The magic system is obviously complete, and all of the items in the game can be obtained in one way or another, even if it is only through loot bags. My guess is when I stop being lazy and I actually finish the 3rd episode of this series is when there's going to be a public download for the first version. I can't make any promises though, but I am pretty happy with how this has come so far. Thanks to the ever-increasing flexibility of commands, I have been pretty much able to match this datapack experience to a modded experience. Anyone who's been making datapacks or command block creations for as long as I have knows how amazing this all is. How mind-blowing it is to be able to have accurate right-click detection for placing custom blocks, crafting for items with NBT data, custom items and mechanics that don't feel like they were created using datapacks. This feels like Minecraft because this uses Minecraft mechanics. Seeing as I've been making command block creations since the time of floor crafting and spawn eggs for custom blocks, seeing the stuff I'm able to do now is completely amazing. That is all to say that I am extremely happy with how this is turning out, and I can't wait to get this out to you guys to play it and make suggestions. I do have more in mind, such as adding a lucky block module, but that'll be in the future, and in the next episode. I wonder if I'm going to be able to fit one of those, IRL vlog monologues in here. If I do, you'll just see a hard cut to it right about now. Otherwise, this is just gonna stay in here kinda awkwardly.